Not if you've ever looked in the mirror on your birthday and thought, I feel different. Not just older. But somehow, structurally different. Like the software of, you got a quiet update overnight. I am reporting the results of a recent study referenced below. We talk about life in chapters: childhood, adolescence, adulthood, middle age, golden years. We feel these shifts in our energy, our priorities, our abilities. But what if I told you that neuroscience now has stunning, tangible proof that your brain isn't just changing slowly, it's hitting specific, dramatic renovation points. And we now know exactly when they are. We're not talking about psychology or feelings. We're talking about architecture. The literal wiring of your brain. Thanks to an amazing study that examined over 4,200 brain scans spanning an entire human lifespan, from newborns to 90-year-olds, we can now map these renovations. Think of it as the ultimate home renovation show, but the house is your mind, and the contractor is, well, life itself. So, let's take a journey. From your first breath to your last, with 4 surprising pit stops along the way. The first thing we need to understand is how they saw this. Scientists weren't just measuring size or activity. They were mapping topology, the complex, interconnected highway system of your brain. Where are the superhighways? The cloverleaf interchanges? The quiet neighborhood lanes? And how does this map get redrawn as we age? They used a brilliant technique to squash all this complex data into a 3D map, a brainscape. And as they traced the path across the lifespan, they didn't see a smooth road. They saw a path with sharp, decisive turns. 4 of them. Let's start at the beginning. Chapter 1, the grand opening, age 0 to 9. Think of the brain of a newborn. It's not a blank slate, it's a wildly overbuilt, hyperconnected metropolis. There are more neural connections than you'll ever need. The project for the first 9 years is to prune and organize. It's like a brilliant but chaotic startup finding its structure. The brain is consolidating, strengthening the important pathways, the ones you use, and letting the less traveled ones fade. The goal here isn't maximum efficiency. It's building a stable, functional foundation. This phase is all about potential, about learning the fundamental rules of the world. Then, right around age 9, bam! First major turning point. The renovation crew shows up. This shift aligns almost perfectly with the onset of puberty. It's as if the brain says, okay, foundation's set. Now, let's optimize this thing for the next phase. The chaotic startup is becoming a more streamlined company. This turning point marks the end of pure childhood wiring and the start of the brain's journey toward peak performance. Chapter 2, Peak Performance and the Great Reversal, age 9 to 32. This next chapter is the brain skyscraper era. From age 9 through our 20s, the brain builds superhighways. It's maximizing integration, making different regions talk to each other faster and more directly. Global efficiency is skyrocketing. This is the neurological prime for raw processing speed and learning agility. And the pinnacle? It lands right around age 32. I know, right? Not 25, not 18. For the structural wiring of your brain, the pure architecture of connection, the peak of integrated efficiency is in your early 30s. This is when, on average, your brain's network is the most well-oiled, interconnected machine it will ever be. Information travels the shortest, fastest paths. But here's the most fascinating part: 32 isn't just a peak, it's a cliff. The single most significant turning point in the entire lifespan. After this summit, the trajectory reverses. The brain stops prioritizing global efficiency. It's the neural equivalent of a company deciding, okay, we're big enough. Now, let's specialize our departments. Chapter 3, the age of specialization, age 32 to 66. After 32, the brain starts a new project, modularity. It begins to compartmentalize. It builds stronger walls between specialized clusters. Think of it as moving from an open-plan office to a building with dedicated, powerful departments for finance, R&D, and marketing. This isn't decay. This is a strategic reorganization. Yes, raw integration drops, but local processing within specialized zones can become more robust. This may support the kind of deep, specialized knowledge we call wisdom. You're trading the speed of a generalist for the depth of an expert. This long, stable period lasts over 3 decades. Then, as we approach traditional retirement age, we hit our third turning point, age 66. Chapter 4, the late life shift and the final simplification, age 66 to 83 plus the shift around 66 is subtle in direction but profound in nature. The drive toward modularity, toward strong, separate departments, kicks into a higher gear. The brain seems to be adapting, focusing its resources on its most vital, well-traveled networks. Then, we see the final major shift around age 83. In this late chapter, something beautiful and poignant happens. The strong, predictable relationship between age and brain structure weakens. The massive renovation projects are over. The most notable change is an increase in the importance of critical local hubs. It's as if the city, now ancient and wise, ensures power and information flow reliably to its most essential historic districts, keeping the core lights on brilliantly. So, what does this all mean for us, sitting here tonight? First, it gives us a powerful new blueprint for human development. These aren't random psychological stages. They are structural, biological epochs written into our wiring. Second, it reframes aging. The narrative isn't just growth, peak, decline. It's potential, efficiency, specialization, adaptation. The aging brain isn't just failing, it's strategically reorganizing with different priorities. Third, and this is crucial for health, what if mental illness or cognitive decline is related to a mistimed or disrupted renovation? What if schizophrenia, or late-life dementia, involves a turning point that went off schedule? This map gives us new places to look, new moments to intervene. Finally, it's deeply personal. Look at your own life. That feeling of a shift in your early 30s? The middle-aged wisdom that feels different from youthful speed? The calm focus that can come later in life? This science suggests those feelings have a real, physical shape inside your head. You are not just getting older. You are living through a series of beautifully orchestrated, structural upgrades. You have been, and will be, reinvented from the inside out at least 4 times. So the next time you feel a change, on a birthday or just a random Tuesday, don't dismiss it. You might just be hearing the quiet sound of the most sophisticated contractor in the universe, renovating the house that is you. Thank you.